This message has been sent to your precise quantum timeline for a reason. On December precisely at midnight, the soul contract that has governed this chapter of your reality reaches completion. This is a final alert. This is not symbolic language. It is a quantum level occurrence. Your energetic imprint is bound to a pre-coded agreement, and its duration is concluding. In the next 50 minutes, I will outline exactly what this contract was, why its conclusion cannot be avoided, and provide the protocol for moving through this transition from a restricted reality into a sovereign one. This is not rooted in hope or belief. This is grounded in the physics of predetermined choice points and collapsing timelines, principles that quantum physicists have examined for decades. The universe does not function on randomness. It functions on agreements. It functions on mathematics, frequency, and contracts. You are about to observe the fulfillment of one such contract on a scale that will redefine your entire existence. This is a concealed framework beneath your reality. The reason certain doors never opened, regardless of how intensely you pushed. The reason certain patterns repeated with relentless precision. This is the operating system that has been running behind the scenes of your life, and it is now being retired. If you have felt trapped, repeating the same cycles, battling the same struggles year after year, if you have felt a deep cosmic fatigue, a sense of colliding with an unseen barrier again and again, it is because you have been functioning under the terms of this cosmic agreement. Your struggle was not failure. Your pain was not punishment. It was contractual duty. Have you ever felt so locked into a pattern that it seemed like you were living out a script you never authored? That sensation is the echo of this agreement. It is evidence of its existence, resonating within your very cells. The frustration you experienced is the friction between your expanding awareness and the fixed parameters of the contract you chose to undergo. If you feel the truth of this final notice in your bones, hit the like button now. It is your energetic signature confirming receipt of this cosmic transmission. So what is a soul contract truly? Let me explain the quantum mechanics behind it. Before this incarnation, your consciousness existed as pure potential within the quantum field and made a sequence of pre-birth energetic arrangements. It selected a specific collection of challenges, limitations, and relational dynamics not as punishment, but as the most efficient possible curriculum for soul expansion. It is an act of deep intelligence and bravery. You selected the difficulty level. You selected the primary quests. The observer, which is your soul, agreed to collapse the wave of infinite possibility into a specific, focused timeline with clearly defined rules of engagement. This is the highest expression of the observer effect. You are not merely observing your reality. You pre-selected the very lens through which you would perceive it, thereby generating it. This agreement, this set of chosen parameters, became your energetic signature for this lifetime. It became the soul contract. It functions like a gravitational field, subtly drawing specific experiences, people, and obstacles into your orbit to ensure the curriculum is fulfilled. This is why pure willpower so often fails. You cannot will yourself out of a gravitational field. You must understand its laws. You cannot fight your way out of a contract. You must complete its terms. And the powerful news, the entire reason this transmission reached you, is that your final assignment has been submitted. The last box has been checked. Let us introduce a metaphor to make this absolutely clear. Imagine it as an energetic lease agreement. Before you moved into this life, you signed a lease. You did not lease a house or a vehicle. You leased a reality. You leased a set of core lessons. You leased the experience of being unseen so you could master the art of seeing yourself. You leased the experience of financial hardship so you could master the frequency of genuine internal abundance that no external circumstance can affect. You lease a reality shaped by specific family dynamics, specific health challenges, specific emotional triggers. Each one was a clause in the agreement. Each one was a chamber within the reality you agreed to occupy for a fixed duration. And now the lease has ended. This is crucial. You are not being removed. You are not being forced out. Your term has concluded. You have learned what you came here to learn within that framework. The purpose of the lease has been completed. The universe, as a great energetic landlord, is simply honoring the agreement. Notice how your contract concludes on its prearranged end date, December 24th. By the conclusion of this transmission, you will shift from feeling like a captive of destiny to the designer of your new post-contract reality. You will realize that the walls of your prison were, in truth, the walls of your classroom, and graduation day has arrived. You are not being freed from a debt. You are being awarded a diploma. The power was always yours, but you were required to function within the agreed-upon structure until now. That structure is beginning to dissolve. The chains were never chains. They were clauses in a contract you are about to witness stamped in radiant gold. Light is fulfilled. So to comprehend the mechanism of this expiration, you must first understand the architecture of the agreement itself. This is not about superstition or mystical belief. This is a matter of quantum mechanics and the nature of consciousness. Before your awareness entered this specific time-space reality, it existed as pure potential within the quantum field. In that state, unconstrained by linear time, you possessed a panoramic awareness of potential timelines, probable experiences, and the core evolutionary lessons your soul sought to master in its next stage of expansion. From this elevated vantage, you did not perceive struggle as pain. You perceived it as data. You did not view challenge as a threat. You saw it as a catalyst. Imagine it like a master gamer preparing to enter the most immersive virtual reality experience ever. Created before you place a headset on and forget who you are, you sit at the configuration screen. You select your character, class, your core attributes, and most importantly, you select the primary quest and the difficulty setting. You, as a soul pursuing maximum growth, did not choose easy mode. You most likely chose hard or even legendary difficulty because you understood that greater resistance produces greater expansion of strength and consciousness. You selected precise experiential parameters. A. Quest line in mastering unconditional love, which required contract with souls who would agree to betray you. A. Module in sovereign self-worth that demanded agreements to experience realities of profound lack and dismissal. A deep immersion into forgiveness, which could only be learned through a curriculum involving deep, seemingly unforgivable wounds. These selections were not punishments. They were strategic decisions made by a brilliant consciousness you to accelerate its own evolution. These choices, these pre-selected parameters and quests were encoded into your energetic signature and became the foundational clauses of your soul contract for this lifetime. You agreed to play the game by these rules for a fixed duration in order to reach a specific set of mastery objectives. This entire framework, the pre-incarnation agreement, the lived experience of its terms, and its inevitable pre-coded conclusion is what we call the soul contract expiration protocol. IT is a universal operating system. It is not chaotic or random. It is a precise, elegant, and flawless structure designed for graduation of consciousness from one tier reality to the next. It ensures that a soul completes its chosen curriculum before the parameters of that curriculum dissolve, compelling it to advance into a new, more elevated playing field. This protocol is a cosmic failsafe that prevents you from remaining in the same grade indefinitely. The bell is about to sound, and graduation is compulsory. Now this solves a deep mystery that has likely followed you for years, perhaps even decades. It explains why your most committed efforts have so often felt as though they were colliding with an invisible barrier. You have done the work. You've read the books. You've practiced the affirmations. You've attended the workshops. You've applied the manifestation techniques. You have exerted tremendous willpower and sincere positive focus only to find yourself right back in the same exhausting loop, facing the same type of person, the same financial limitation, the same emotional trigger. You believed you were failing. You were not. You were attempting to play by the rules of a new game while still being obligated to complete the old one. You were trying to manifest a mansion, while your energetic lease agreement was for a small studio apartment where you were meant to master the lesson of inner richness. You were attempting to affirm your way into an ideal relationship when a clause in your contract specified a season of deep solitude to master the art of self-love. You cannot use manifestation to override a sacred, pre-selected contract. You cannot use positive thinking to violate a foundational clause your own soul authored. The universe was not ignoring you. It was honoring the agreement you yourself put into place. Attempting to force a different result was like trying to pay a mortgage using the currency of another country. The system simply does not recognize the transaction. The contract must be completed, not broken. The lease term must run its course. This is the soul contract explained simply. It is a curriculum, not a cage. Its purpose was never confine you, but to train you, and your frustration, your sense of being trapped, was simply the friction of your conscious desires, pressing against the unyielding guardrails of your pre-selected curriculum. The more you resisted the curriculum, the more confined you felt. Look back. What recurring challenge in your life has felt so consistent, it almost seems like a rule you are required to live by? That sensation is the signature of a contractual clause, that particular shade of heartbreak, that figure in your bank account you can never seem to move beyond, that pattern with a family member that repeats like a scratch record. These were not random misfortunes. They were the fine print. They were the required courses in your self-designed syllabus. But here is the great revelation. This is where the entire paradigm shifts from restriction to freedom. The new reality you are entering is not about learning how to finally escape the contract. It is about recognizing with complete cellular certainty that you have already fulfilled it. The work is finished. The final examinations have been passed, even if you did not realize you were taking them. Every tear you cried, every time you stood back up, every moment you chose love. Over fear, you were making a payment. You were checking a box. You were completing a graduation requirement. The doorway to the next reality was never locked. You were simply waiting for the term of your agreement to expire. You were waiting for midnight on December 24th, the date and time pre-coded into the contract itself as the moment of final release, the moment when every clause becomes null and void and the entire framework of your former reality is scheduled for quantum dismantling. And this brings us to the very core of the great shift, the central paradox upon which your entire reality has been constructed. For your entire life, you believed the soul contract was the source of your suffering, the limitation, the invisible chain around your ankle that kept you bound to patterns of lack, struggle, and heartbreak. You viewed the contract as a prison sentence to be endured, a karmic debt to be repaid through hardship and tears. That is the single greatest misunderstanding of our cosmic architecture. The revelation is this: the contract was never the prison. It was the key. The soul contract was not the source of your limitation. It was a precise, divinely engineered, self-chosen catalyst for your ultimate expansion. It was the exact set of weights you chose to lift in the gymnasium of reality, knowing that the resistance was the only force capable of building the spiritual muscle required for the next phase of your existence. Every clause in that agreement that felt like a curse was, in truth, a curriculum requirement. Every painful relationship, every financial hardship, every dark night of the soul was not a punishment. It was an assignment. Let that truth settle into the deepest layers of your being. This single shift in perspective collapses decades of perceived failure into one moment profound, breathtaking triumph. This changes everything. It means your greatest pains were your most essential assignments. The moments you felt the most shattered were the exact moments you were closest to a breakthrough, completing a critical clause in your contract. The deepest wounds you carry are not marks of defeat. They are the signatures of a master who chose the most demanding curriculum and passed every test. This means you have never not for a single second been a victim. You have always been an undercover master in training. You were playing a role you authored for yourself, a role you knew would push you to the very edge of your perceived limits, because you knew that just beyond that edge lived your own divinity. This means your life was never a mistake. It was never a series of wrong turns or cosmic injustices. It was a curriculum perfectly designed and flawlessly executed by you for you. Every tear shed was a signature on a completed lesson. Every moment of surrender was an act of final acceptance. You have not been failing for 30, 40, or 50 years. You have been succeeding brilliantly at the most difficult game in the universe. This is how you prepare for a quantum shift. You do not brace for impact. You open your arms to graduate. The entire approach must now transform. The work is no longer about struggle. It is no longer about pushing, fighting, or attempting to manifest your way out of the terms of the agreement. That was the old paradigm, the paradigm of the contract holder. The work now is not to escape, but to consciously acknowledge the lessons mastered. It is to turn your face toward the cosmos, toward the intelligence that co-signed the sacred agreement with you, and to state with the calm authority of fulfilled soul, I understand the assignment is complete. The lesson of abandonment is learned. The curriculum of worthiness is finished. The masterclass in resilience has been passed with distinction. You are not breaking the contract. You are presenting your completed work for final validation. You are not fleeing from your past. You are honoring it as the sacred ground upon which your mastery was forged. What if every struggle was not a punishment to endure, but a curriculum item you wrote for yourself to master? How would that reframe your entire past? It transforms a history of pain into a record of achievement. It reframes every enemy as a teacher, every obstacle as an opportunity, every failure as a final examination. This shift is not merely a mental exercise. It is an energetic reality. By acknowledging perfection of curriculum, you personally sign the final clause of the contract. You declare its fulfillment. You are the one who holds the authority to close the books on this chapter of your soul's journey. And this leads to the ultimate transformation of identity. You are not a debtor finally released from obligation, stepping blinking into the sunlight with relief and exhaustion. That is the old story. You are a graduate. You are standing on a stage holding a diploma etched in light, a diploma that lists every one of your perceived failures as a credited course. The universe is not exhaling in relief that you finally paid your debt. It is offering you a standing ovation for the masterpiece you created from the raw materials of limitation. You are not a survivor. You are an adept, and you are now prepared for a reality your rigorous, self-designed training has perfectly equipped you for. The reality that exists beyond the curriculum. The reality of pure creation, the expiration, on December 24th, is not a switch being flipped in darkness. It is not a sudden, jarring event you must brace yourself for. It is a final official seal being stamped on a process already complete. The ink is already dry. The cosmic paperwork has already been filed. The proof of your graduation is not in some distant future. It is all around you right now, disguised as chaos and confusion within your current reality. Your only task is to learn how to read the signs. I am going to give you the 3 primary indicators that your soul contract has been fulfilled as I describe them. Do not listen only with your mind. Feel them in your body, in your memories of the past few months, even the past few years. Recognize your own story within this cosmic pattern. This is how you shift from believing this is true to knowing it in your very bones. The first and most subtle indicator is what I call the great detachment. Reflect on the people, the situations, the dramas that only a short time ago would have consumed you. The disagreement with a family member, the slight from a co-worker, the political outrage of the moment. They once carried a gravitational pull, a hook buried deep in your emotional body that could pull you into days of anxiety, anger, or despair. And now you simply observe them. It feels like watching a film in which you were once the lead. You remember the dialogue. You remember the intensity of the emotions, but they belong to a character you no longer inhabit. The ambition that once drove you relentlessly toward a specific career outcome now feels optional. The urgent need for one person's approval now feels like a fading echo. This is not depression. It is not apathy or numbness. Pay close attention to the difference. Apathy is the absence of feeling. This is clarity of feeling. It is the calm that arrives when the energetic cords of contractual obligation are finally cut. You are no longer required to participate in those particular lessons. The emotional charge has dissolved because the curriculum is complete. You have extracted everything you needed from that specific frequency of struggle. Your soul is withdrawing its energy from the roles it was contracted to perform. It is conserving that energy for what comes. Next, if you have felt this deep sense of emotional distance, this unfamiliar peace in the presence of old triggers, you are not broken or disconnected. You are free. The second sign is far more visible, more tangible, and often more disruptive. It is the universal house cleaning. This is when the universe begins actively dismantling the stage set of your former reality. A long-term relationship ends suddenly, seemingly without warning. A secure job you believed you would hold for years is abruptly removed. A friendship circle dissolves. A city you have lived in for a decade suddenly feels foreign, as if it is pushing you out. Life as you knew it begins to collapse, not gradually, but with a startling finality of controlled demolition. And the human instinct is to interpret this as punishment, as failure. We ask, what did I do wrong? Why is this happening to me? This is the old programming of the contract speaking. The truth is these endings are not punishment. They are profound, act of grace. The universe is not ejecting you. It is clearing the space. The play you agreed to perform has ended. The actors who share the stage with you have completed their roles. The props and scenery of your former life are being removed because they are no longer required for the new reality you are about to design. You cannot build a new world on top of the foundations of the old one. IT must be cleared down to bedrock. So, if your life has felt like it is unraveling, if relationships and structures are dissolving faster than you can comprehend, do not interpret it as loss. See it as logistics. It is the cosmic crew, efficient and unsentimental, clearing the set. The pain of these endings is real. The grief is valid, but the deeper reason is not tragedy. It is preparation. It is the undeniable proof that your term is complete. The third and final sign is the most profound. It is the one that often pulls people into a spiritual crisis just before their greatest liberation. It is the echo of emptiness. This is a sensation that extends beyond detachment from drama or the collapse of external structures. This is a deep internal void, a quiet, persistent, unwavering sense of what now you have accomplished the things you were meant to accomplish. You have learned the lessons you were meant to learn. And in the space where the striving, the battling, the pushing, and the surviving once lived, there is now silence, an unsettling stillness. This void can feel frightening. It can feel like a loss of direction, a sign that you have lost your path. But it is the single most powerful indicator that you have reached the finish line. The emptiness you feel is not the absence of purpose. It is the presence of pure potential. It is the sacred, fertile ground from which all new creation emerges. For your new sovereign reality to be born, there must first be space for it to exist. The universe creates this space within you by completing the old contract. The what now is not a question of despair. It is the most potent question a creator can ask. It is the sound of a blank page. It is the hum of an empty canvas. It is the ultimate and final sign of completion, the great detachment, the universal house cleaning, the echo of emptiness. These are not crises to be managed. They are cosmic confirmations to be celebrated. Which of these signs have you been misreading as a crisis when it was actually confirmation of your liberation? Comment which of these. 3 signs is calling the loudest in your life right now. Let us create a powerful vortex of shared experience as we collectively witness our contracts dissolving. By declaring it, you anchor this truth. You shift from a passive observer of your life's chaos into a conscious participant in your own liberation. Recognizing the pattern for what it truly is, your testimony becomes a beacon for others navigating the same. Sacred demolition. You understand this. You see the evidence. Now we make it real in every cell of your being. Knowledge is a map, but embodiment is the territory. We are now leaving the map behind to walk the sacred ground of your new reality. This is not about thinking. It is about feeling. It is about allowing a quantum event to become a biological reality. So if it is safe for you to do so, I invite you now to gently close your eyes. Take a deep breath in, filling your lungs with the air of this present moment. And as you exhale, release the day, release the skepticism, release the need to analyze what is about to unfold. Simply place your trust in the quiet, infinite space behind your eyes. I invite you to summon an image. See before you, held gently in your own energetic hands, your soul contract. It is not paper. It is a scroll formed of shimmering, ethereal light. It vibrates with low, familiar frequency, an energy you have known your entire life. It feels ancient and it feels heavy, heavy with the weight of lifetimes of effort. Observe it now softly, with reverence. Allow the scroll to unfurl before you. You do not need to read the specific words written upon it. You already know them. They are etched into your memory through lived experience. Instead, simply observe the patterns of light representing the core themes. See the glowing hooks of that one recurring relationship challenge. See the dense, pulsing section that symbolizes your struggle with lack or limitation. See the intricate looping script of the self-sabotaging belief you could never quite transcend. See it all without judgment, without resentment, but with the clear vision of a master reviewing a completed work. This was your curriculum. This was your chosen crucible. And now I ask you to do something profound. Bow your head to this scroll of light. Honor it for the service it provided. It was the perfect resistance that forged the diamond of your soul. It was the perfect enclosure that forced your wings to grow strong enough to break free. Now, from the deepest chamber of your heart, speak these words either silently or aloud. Thank you. The lesson is learned. The service is complete. Feel the truth of those words resonate through you. This is not hope. It is a declaration of completion. Thank you. The assignment is finished. I understand. As you offer this final, authentic wave of gratitude, watch the scroll. A new light begins to glow at its very base, a soft golden flame, and within that flame, letters begin to emerge. See the date appear, clear and precise, December 24th, and beneath it, one final, powerful word, materializes, sealing the entire agreement, fulfilled. The seal is set, the term has ended. The cosmic transaction is complete, and with this final, energetic signature, the entire scroll begins to transform. It does not burn. It does not tear. It dissolves. It dematerializes into billions of points of golden light, a soft, warm dust of pure wisdom and integrated experience. Watch as this cloud of golden light is drawn toward you. It floats gently, peacefully, and merges with your heart center. Feel it. This is the integration. You are not losing the lessons. You are releasing the contractual obligation to keep repeating them. The wisdom is now yours, woven into the fabric of your being, no longer an external force you must struggle against. The wisdom remains. The weight is gone. And now there is only stillness. Sit within this new space for a moment. Feel the absence of the old, familiar weight you carried on your shoulders. The absence of striving, of pushing, of fighting invisible walls. This is a quantum void of pure potential. This is freedom. Breathe into it. This is the frequency of your new, untethered reality. Now, very gently, Begin to bring your awareness back to your physical body, back to the room you are in. Notice the support of the chair beneath you, the temperature of the air against your skin. But before you open your eyes, notice the very first sensation or emotion that arises within this new contract-free space. As the contract dissolves, what is the first word that describes the freedom you now feel? Hold that word. Anchor it within your heart. That is the frequency of your new reality. When you are ready, gently open your eyes. Welcome back. You're no longer a contract holder. That identity expired with the energetic scroll you just dissolved. The being who was bound by its clauses, who lived under its terms, who suffered its limitations, that being has fulfilled its purpose. It has graduated. You are now something new. You are a sovereign architect. For years, perhaps lifetimes, you looked toward the future and saw a path, a script, a destiny to endure or navigate. Now you look ahead, and for the first time, you may see a terrifying, exhilarating emptiness. A blank page. Do not mistake this for a lack of purpose. That blank page is not a sign of absence. It is the ultimate expression of power. A prison has walls. A curriculum has a syllabus. A contract is terms. But a blank page holds infinite potential. It is the quantum field before the observer collapses the wave. It is pure, unwritten reality. The fear that arises is simply the disorientation of a former prisoner standing in an open field, unsure which direction to move, because for the first time every direction is available. This requires a new operating manual. You cannot use the mindset of a contract holder to construct a new reality. That would be like using a chisel to paint a sunset. The tools are wrong for the task. So here is how to prepare for a quantum shift practically. Starting now, these are not suggestions. These are the foundational operating principles of a sovereign architect. The first tool is for your identity. It is the sovereignty declaration. Upon waking, before your feet touch the floor, before the gravity of the old world can pull at your consciousness, you will speak these words aloud. You will anchor your new energetic signature for the day. Place a hand on your heart. Feel the resonance in your chest and declare, I am not bound by past contracts. I create from a state of pure potential. My choices today write a new reality. Let's break down why this is so powerful. I am not bound by past contracts is a direct instruction to your subconscious mind. It severs the remaining energetic tethers to the former agreement. It is a declaration of liberation that echoes through every cell. You are reminding your entire being that the old rules no longer apply. The previous limitations are null and void. I create from a state of pure potential is your new role. Description. A contract holder fulfills obligations. An architect creates from potential. This phrase shifts you from a reactive state, respond in contractual terms, into a proactive creative state. You are no longer navigating a pre-written story. You are sourcing your next move directly from the infinite quantum field. Finally, my choices today write a new reality. This is the most critical component. It grounds your infinite power in the present moment within the tangible world. It dissolves the illusion that you require a grand plan or a mapped destiny. All you need is the power of your next choice. Each choice is a brushstroke. Each decision is a line of code. You are constructing your new world not through dramatic gestures, but through the focused, conscious power of your immediate actions. This declaration is your new foundation. The second tool is for navigating the moments between choices. This is where most newly liberated beings falter. I call this navigating the quantum void. You will recognize it. It arrives as a deep sense of what now. It is not anxiety, not depression, but a resonant emptiness where obligation or struggle once lived. The old programming will urge you to fill this space immediately, to set a new goal, to find a new problem, to recreate the familiar tension of the old contract. Your new task is to refuse. That void is not empty. It is pregnant with possibility. It is a sacred silence from which the next inspired impulse is born. When this sensation arises, your new protocol is simple. Stop. Sit for 5 minutes. Do nothing. Your only task is to remain within that pure potential and allow the next genuine, inspired impulse to rise from inside you, not from panic, not from obligation. You may feel an urge to reach out to a friend you have not spoken to in years, or to step outside and gaze at the sky, or to write down an idea for a project that has nothing to do with your former life. These are not random diversions. They are transmissions from your higher self, your sovereign self, delivered to the clear, silent channel of the void. The old version of you filled the silence with noise. The new version listens to the silence for guidance. This is a master-level skill. Practice it with devotion. The third and most potent tool is about action. It is called the first new choice. A declaration establishes a frequency. Navigating the void aligns you with inspiration. But a choice is what collapses potential into experience. A choice makes it real. Today, you will make one choice, just one, that your former contract-bound self would never have made. It does not need to be dramatic. The universe does not measure in magnitude, but in frequency. A small choice that is radically misaligned with your old contract sends a tidal surge of new information into the quantum field. It may be saying no to a request you would have resentfully accepted yesterday. It may be spending an hour on a creative project you always dismissed as impractical. It may be speaking a vulnerable truth you once suppressed to preserve harmony. It may be buying yourself the flowers you always waited for someone else to give you. It is a choice made from sovereignty, not obligation, from desire, not duty, from freedom, not fear. This single choice becomes the first sentence written on your blank page. It demonstrates to you and to the universe that you understand your new role. You are no longer reading a script. You are writing one. What is the very first contractual obligation, people-pleasing habit, or limiting belief you will consciously release effective immediately? Identify it. Now, what is the one choice you can make today to act on that release? That is your entry point. These 3 tools form your integration framework. Think of the days and weeks following December 24th as a sacred orientation period. You are an immigrant in a new reality. You must learn the language. You must understand the new physics. Your only responsibility during this period is to observe your newfound freedom and consciously, deliberately refuse to reconstruct the old prison. When you feel the impulse to recreate familiar drama, to fall back into a limiting belief, to honor an expired obligation, you pause, you breathe, you remember, I am a sovereign architect. The old blueprints have been burned. You are standing on new ground. Be patient with yourself. Be intentional. You're great. Work is no longer about fulfilling a destiny. It is about creating one. You have arrived. You have walked through the fire of understanding. You have claimed the evidence within your own life. And you have anchored this truth not only in your mind, but in every cell of your sovereign being. You now carry the awareness and the tools to consciously witness the closing of one great cosmic chapter and stand at the threshold of the next. You are ready. This is not a hopeful affirmation. It is a statement of quantum fact. Your presence here in the final moments of this transmission is the ultimate proof that your consciousness has reached the required frequency to graduate. You have completed the curriculum. Yet, graduating from a structured reality, from a life governed by a soul contract, introduces a new and higher level challenge. A challenge only the truly free can ever encounter. Absolute freedom. Consider this. For your entire existence, you have operated within a framework. There were guardrails, even when they felt like prison walls. There was a script, even when the lines were painful to speak. Every struggle carried meaning. Every limitation disguised a lesson. Your life followed a narrative arc written in the ink of cosmic law. Now that book is closed. You stand not in a hallway leading to another room, but in an infinite space, a library holding every possible story. Without a pre-written script, how do you choose? Without a defined purpose to fulfill, how do you create? With no guardrails, no contractual obligations, no karmic debts to direct your path, how do you even begin to navigate? This is the realm of quantum sovereignty. It is the art and science of creation from the void. It is the graduate level course that begins the moment your undergraduate degree and contract fulfillment are complete. When the certainty of a contract ends, the infinity of true creation begins. This demands an entirely new set of skills, not for fulfilling a destiny written for you, but for architecting one from the quantum field of pure potential, moment by moment, choice by choice. The tools that carried you here, the mindset of endurance and fulfillment, were the rocket that carried you beyond the atmosphere, but they are not the vessel you will use to navigate the stars. A new operating system is required, one based not on completion, but on conscious, deliberate creation. That is why our next transmission is not merely a continuation. It is the essential next step. It is titled Quantum Sovereignty. Explained. How to create your reality without a soul contract. It is the user manual for the new reality you are about to enter. We will deconstruct the mechanics of creating from a blank slate. We will also explore the profound implications of this freedom in our subsequent transmission. Why your life? Purpose is far more fluid than you have been taught. The very idea of a single fixed purpose is a relic of the contractual reality you are now leaving behind. So I invite you now, as one of the final acts of your old energetic paradigm, to set the intention for your continued evolution. Subscribe and turn on all notifications. In our next video, Quantum Sovereignty Explained. How to create your reality without a soul contract. We provide the essential user manual for the new reality you have just entered. You have graduated. This is your first masterclass. Now that you are free from your script, what if your true purpose was never a destination, but the act of conscious creation itself? What if the point was never to arrive, but to become the artist? Step into midnight on December 24th. Do not do so with fear of the unknown or nostalgia for the familiar structure you are leaving behind. Step into it with the quiet, electric thrill of a master artist facing a vast, silent, and perfectly blank canvas. Your great work is not finished. It is only just beginning.